So my name's Randy Bowman. I work with a manufacturer called LINAK. I'm on the EPC, which is the Educational Programming Committee. And for 2023, I'm the chair of that committee. So we started, LINAK started with GEAPS back when Exchange was in Louisville. I think it was 2013 or so. So that's, I started with GEAPS, my interaction with GEAPS started because of that. But then there's the other question of why have I stayed with GEAPS? And that is really just because of how much you learn through these sessions. And also, just the relationships that you build and what you learn from the people that you grow those relationships with is really good. So it's a really big task deciding on the educational program because there's always so much good content. But the mechanics are, we have an open call for speakers that want to give topics, that want to speak. So that gives us some material to choose from. We also, our committee is about mid-20s as far as people with a lot of experience in the industry, so they know future trends. They're living the GEAPS life, right? So they know what's going on in the industry and in other industries, so they bring a lot of good feedback into that. And then also we just love to hear back from the industry. We have things like the barcode that you see here that we introduced this year where people give surveys. Did you like what you saw in this year's education programming? And can you make any suggestions on what you might see in the upcoming exchanges? So education in GEAPS is obviously that's a big part of the mission of GEAPS. So there's a lot of different education opportunities from long distance to webinars to what people can learn in the chapter meetings. But the Education Programming Committee is focused mainly on what happens at Exchange, although some of the content, some of the speakers, this might be their starting point, and they go off and have a webinar, which have been very well attended, or vice versa. They start with a webinar and then present at Exchange. That's a very hard question to answer because I'm biased being on the committee, but there's so many good opportunities. Two primary things we kind of focus on. There's the core items, the core topics that maintenance, for example, that are every year, safety, every year. But we're also looking for opportunities, kind of newer things, like what's some future trends or some new information or what's relevant for this year. And we always try to take that into account as well. So just try to keep it fresh, keep it new, and just put the best educational experience available because that's such a big part of what Exchange offers to folks.